The United States and its NATO allies launched military operations in Afghanistan days after the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Nearly 2 decades and an estimated 160,000 deaths later, many Americans say they have lost patience with the war and want to see all U.S. troops come home. A recent Eurasian Group Foundation survey found that most Americans from both major political parties support the intra-Afghan peace talks backed by the Trump administration, which were launched in Doha on September 12th.
What we found is support for the peace talks that are being led by Zalmay Khalilzad are generally supported both by Trump supporters, 63% of Trump supporters, as well as 61% of Biden supporters.
At the start of the talks, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the U.S. military is on track to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by the spring of 2021. The United States has reduced its forces there to around 8,600 since signing the deal with the Taliban in February. The Eurasian Group Foundation poll found that since last year, those who believe the U.S. should stay in Afghanistan until all enemies are defeated has dropped by half, from 30% to 15%. Among those surveyed, younger Americans are fatigued with what many see as endless wars, favoring diplomacy over military deployments, approving of a U.S. president directly engaging with adversaries, and calling for greater global engagement.
If there is a new administration or a second term of the Trump administration, the idea that we would sit down with our adversaries largely gets support. Americans want the United States to rejoin different agreements, whether it's the World Health Organization, the Paris Climate Accords, the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal. 70% supported rejoining agreements like that.
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden says he supports the Afghan withdrawal plan, but wants the Pentagon to leave a small military force there to counter any threat of terrorism in post-war Afghanistan. Cindy Sain, VOA News, Washington.